Disclaimer. Hello everyone and welcome to the Beyblade X episode review. Now, before I continue with this video, mallofbays.com. We do have a Hell's Hammer and a Wizard Rod, I believe, still left over. We also have some stuff on clearance for a limited time. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. We have Beyblade Burst, Beyblade X stuff. It does help out the channel greatly, but I'll appreciate any support regardless. So, for this episode in particular, pretty interesting because since the previous episodes kind of adapted part of the team battle, and now that we got Yggdrasil versus Team Persona, it's pretty interesting. So first of all, it opens up with Burn basically talking to them, saying that, hey, you know, it's the most important match, so it's going to be them versus Team Persona, and he wants to make sure, right, that they are defeated. And part of the build-up we've seen through all the Phoenix Feather stuff is because obviously now we finally get Phoenix Wing after a couple of months. It took a couple of months. So one, they're both very respectful to Burn. And Burn's Bay is complete, which is the Phoenix Wing. One in particular, okay. Let's defeat them and move forward. The future of Beyblade in the Bay time shift. Oh yeah, so basically, for the notes that I wrote, it's essentially just this thing, because like they're building up to this whole thing of the Bay time shift, all this thing of the fast speed, right? All the stuff with the Phoenix Feather stuff. So now his Bay is finally complete. So I kind of, I like how they set up Yggdrasil, because we kind of see the previous members, and then after Burn just scouts for them. And then after, finally, like, their team is complete. So, then after, from there, you're basically at the Team Persona place, and, you know, part of the episode is just them being kind of briefed on this, so you get a little bit of a recap. So, Burn, obviously, with Yggdrasil, the production of Phoenix Feathers, thanks to him. Bird is shocked. Oh, I guess, yeah, because, I mean, in all the episodes, just kind of, I don't think he was really explained, all that stuff, the Phoenix Feather stuff, but anyways, from there, they're basically just going over the members, so it's like, oh, okay, so Zunamos was scouted on that, the attraction place, whatever, and then after also Uni, and now the mystery, right, because they don't know what Bay Burn's actually going to be using. Common X is very excited. They also mentioned that Cat Over test. Still a little bit pissed they didn't kind of adapt that thing. Like they basically hyped it up, but they don't. I don't know. They didn't do this. I feel like the one thing I enjoyed the manga that did a little bit better was like in the same thing of the Cat Over test. You already see Burn, and he's already clear through the Cat Over test. You actually see the scene. I don't really like too much. Kind of like the ordered events and kind of what they showed, whatever. Okay, so then after the match begins, so the animation, the art is so, I mean, the art actually gets it a lot better in the second half, actually. There's some weird earlier shots, but, this one's really funny, because this one is very much directly based off of the manga, and in the context of the manga, it's really funny, because in the manga, right, they're just in Christmas outfits, and they're saying, Merry Christmas! I mean, so this basically gets changed in the end. So this is the most terrible change that they did. No, I understand why, because it doesn't make any sense if they do it then. I mean, it made sense in context in the manga, because, like, when the chapter released. So you basically see both of them, which they're very confident. And what I kind of like now is that the context is so different now. Because now when they're freaking out, right, it's not just like this idea like the manga where they basically push this thing where like, oh my god, we're screwed, we can't do shit, Burn abandoned us. And then after, in the context here, it's more than just trying to decide the order of who goes first, because they both kind of want, you know, to be praised by Burn, or like the benefits of that. So I do like it quite a bit. So I mean, Uni's character, she just wants to be praised by Burn. I mean, it's more because the manga gave us nothing, and honestly, they're not. I don't like the manga counterparts of them because they're just boring. There's nothing interesting about them, and I like here again the context changes, and I prefer this. Again, I prefer this way over the manga, but more interesting because I think Because Burn's not there, so that's a little bit interesting. Because the order, because in the manga it was Burn versus Common X. He did this whole proposal thing, you know, like whoever wins, that's it. But then after Common X said, no, even if I win, we'll still do more battles. And then after that's how you get the team battle. In the case here, it's like they're just stalling. And they think of this interesting idea because it's like the 4 times X battle, like a special battle. So again, in a way, I enjoyed this because, again, I think the context matters between the anime and the manga when we go over this stuff. So I like this change more. I like it more that they're not just desperate in the sense like in the manga they're just pathetic. I'm sorry, like I really hate the manga versions of them for that. So yeah, oh yeah, there's this thing at the end, whatever, because of all that stuff. Because if you remember in the previous episode with him, Bird is on like the little Sphinx creature thing. I think actually at the end of it, because of all that stuff, like, he's offering like a gold statue of it. I don't know. But okay, now it's 4 times X. So now you see the Yeti creature and the Sphinx, and they all have a Sphinx Bay. Who's the real one? So the only thing is because these are digital things, right? What I don't get, right, because they're not real. So, like, for the actual avatar creature things, you'll see a digital effect, but it's kind of weird when they do it in the show, because there are times when it's like, remember, like, the uni episodes, like, the clothes stuff, whatever, they digitalized it, and then after, like, these things, I wish there was, like, a little bit more of an actual digital effect that kind of sell for the 4 times thing. Listen, it's a minor thing, whatever, but I just thought that would have been a cool attention to detail. So, basically, even though this is technically advertisement, you know, blah, 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 Sphinx Cowl, select, whatever, I think it's done smart here. It's like a little challenge thing. You have to solve the riddle, okay? Who's the real Bay? So in each of this sequence, you know, he basically tries to hit one of them, and then I realize, hey, no, wait, they're all, it's not like a thing where they're all actually just real and strong. Is Bay bursts. So then after, okay, it's like his riddle on the stuff, whatever. And I like the idea that instead of the, and I keep ripping on the manga, but I really just hate the manga for how they did it. The manga, it's literally just, he copies the Infinity Extreme Dash in the tag team, and it's just bad writing how they handled it. You know, in here, he's trying to solve the riddle, whatever, he's trying to put in the effort. So I like how it builds throughout that, even though it's kind of, I don't like the thing when they just repeat the same launch sequence, whatever, and the launch sequences don't even look that good in Beyblade X, but, you know, I like this. He tries to go for it again, and he's still trying to discover which is which. So eventually, he realizes, right, with the whole Sphinx thing, that originally, right, remember when we saw Sphinx, it was actually Zunamos, and then after, look who's the real one! So then after when he goes for the hit on the Black Sphinx, he realized that Bird got pretty close. And I like this more than just doing the stupid Infinity Extreme Dash, because it's like he solved the mystery, he solved the riddle, who's the real Sphinx, right? He figured out, he uncovered the identity, right? He does the effort, he gets close, right? And why I prefer this, it's like strategy, right? He's learning and adapting, and he at least like that. So, again, and when we're talking about Bird's development in the show, right, I prefer this a lot more, because it's actually just him. It's not just like, copy Common X's Infinity Extreme, because it's just boring when they did it like that. So here, again, thumbs up here. And next week is Uni versus Multi, so seems we're gonna get some Uni backstory. A little bit interesting there. So I think it's supposed to be like an influencer battle, basically. We see Uni just defeating businessmen, and I think that's the shark one. I think that's the other shark generic one. I don't know if I don't. Okay, well, this is pretty cool actually. You see a backstory Uni. I love it. And then after, obviously, Night Lance versus Unicorn Stings. Actually, speaking of which, if you want to see, we do have a full video of Persona versus Yggdrasil. So that means that I did manage to get everything as accurate as possible. Good, good, good. So that basically means then for the next... Okay, so the next week will be Uni versus Moldy. Then after the following week would be Burn versus Common X. So fingers crossed, Burn versus Common X, they go all out on the visuals. Okay, what did I rate? I said I'll give the story like a 4. I think it's an interesting scenario where they adapt better than the manga. The art, the art in the second half is pretty strong. I would say, pretty strong. And there were some funny shots of Tsunamos when he had like the reaction face that reminded me of like the Sphinx avatar thing when Posaka drew it, where like the gag avatar creature thing. The animation, we're gonna give it like a solid 3. The battle. I like the battle in terms of the context behind it, but in terms of just in general for X battles, I think it's just a basic 3. It's fine. It's just average. Again, CG 3 characterization. How the characters are utilized. I think this was on like the Tekume's episode review. I started doing this. I gave it a 4. We'll go with like 20.5 out of 30, I guess, for this week. So I'll be going with. But yeah, very excited to see how they can kind of improve on some stuff that the manga is lacking. Obviously, the manga has limited page count, all that stuff, but, we'll go from there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. Take care, and bye. That'll be it for now.